morning, Australia.
Good afternoon, Texas, and a day behind too. It's weekend there still.
It still is. We've got a little bit, and as you can see, the sun is really coming in on my side, so that's why I'm glowing
Well,
today.
I'm wearing a jumper because our mornings are cold.
Well, it's getting hot here, so that's what the world does. We go into that shift.
It's always hot in Texas though.
Yeah, well, pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much. Well, listen, we've got some exciting news. We've got some things to talk about today, don't we?
We do. We're going to talk about level 3 and look at an iris or two
We are.
irises.
We were two irises in the same head. That's really good.
That's it.
Yeah, we're going to look at that. But there's a lot to talk about in level 3 when we start talking about level 3 because it is so full of information and education.
Yeah.
So,
And we're
should,
going to discuss some of the things we learn. We're going to discuss it in a set of eyes. Let's do
yes.
it.
All right. I'm going to pull those up right now. And here we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, what a lovely eye.
Uh-huh. Beautiful eyes. Beautiful. Well,
Awesome. Okay.
you know what? If it's all right, I'll just start. Is that okay?
You go ahead, Dale.
I would like to start with opposites attract because you know what? Opposites attract. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Let's just take a look over here in the right eye if we can. One of the things that stands out to me about the right eye, I'm going to look right here in this area, which is the thymus and also the lower part of the lung. We might know this as maybe the area where the ribs are located. I'm just going to go right across and I'm going to go right into this lung area or bronchial area. So I would be pretty concerned and want to ask the person about their bronchioles. How is their breathing? What's going on with the breathing? Have they had any type of uh, issues such as asthma or seasonal bronchitis, things like that? Now we know that the lymphatic eye is already prone to a predisposition about the lungs. So this almost looking at opposites attract, it does confirm that. So I think that's very interesting. On the left
Wow.
eye, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking here in this bladder area, and I'm going to go right straight across into this ear. We can see some separations of fiber, I do believe. Let me look. The sunny side is hitting me.
Absolutely.
So I do see a lacuna in this area. I'm going to go right straight across to that bladder area. And one of the things about the ear bladder line is that we know sometimes when a child has overload on their hearing and they can't act out or participate through the functionality of hearing, if they hear too much, they may become very frustrated, okay? A little aggravated. Now, here in the US, we say they're kind of pissed off, and that is, that's just um, slang for just being kind of upset. So
We
I
use
would
that
want,
too.
yeah, but I know that it can mean kind of overload.
Yeah.
When you get that way, you're a little bit inebriated. Um, but I would ask this person, did mom give you a lot of information? Did she give you a lot of instruction while you were growing up? So much so that you became so frustrated that you couldn't do it all. Did you do this? Did you do this? Well, why did you do this? And blah, 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 blah. When the kid hears way too much like that, a child will become frustrated. Are you that way today? Does your boss give you a lot of duties, a lot of responsibilities, and it's oral? It's just verbal, 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 and it's just too much. Is that aggravating to you? So that's just a little bit of something about opposites attract.
Fabulous. Okay.
Now, I'm going to
Yeah.
move into multidimensional if that's okay.
Well, how about I do a little bit of Ray at first?
By all means, go ahead.
And
Be
we'll
my
take it in
guest.
turns, eh?
Be my
Okay.
guest.
So with Rayed, we learn about the Rayed personality types and about the rings in Rayed. And if I look at this eye, so this eye was the first time I've seen this eye. So and I believe it's a nephew of yours.
I
Yes, and
believe so too.
around about 20 in his 20s. So
29. Yes.
okay. So first of all, I would say is a stream because primarily there's a stream, but with all eyes, they're we've got the four archetypal types, and there might be mixtures. So I would say is a stream flower or a stream shaker flower, because we've got the stream, and the streams are people who like to learn by touch and are very friendly and very amenable and like to keep people happy. And then we've got the flower, which brings that sort of creativity and ability to see things in pictures, and likes to look good, and likes to talk with people in a beautiful way. And then we've got that shaker aspect, and I say shaker because of you can't see my cursor, but if you just point to one of the pigments there, so flowers and pigments, when we see both, we call it a shaker. So shakers are dynamic. They speak with their hands, and they've got lots of big visions, and they're not necessarily the doers. They're not necessarily the people that do the work, but they're people that have that big, huge vision. So I would say that this man is a stream shaker flower.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know,
Yeah,
and I think by knowing the personality of the type of person, it's the best way for you as a therapist to be able to speak to them in their terms.
absolutely. That's one of the first things I do when I look at someone's eyes. And you just
Absolutely.
nailed him. You just nailed him. He is
Oh, good.
he's a beautiful guy that just speaks with his hands, and he's so joyous when he talks. And if he tells a story about this, or if he tells a story
Oh,
about that,
lovely. Yeah.
he includes you in the story, and that's so wonderful because he is very much that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Streams are real connectors, aren't they?
very
Yeah.
much so. And I love that. I
Mm,
love that we break down in level 3 red and talk about it extensively.
yeah.
We even talk, and you introduced this into the red profile about children.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
do.
think that is awesome. So, on a multidimensional level, when we look at this, first thing I'm going to pay attention to is the size of the pupil. Now, this size is just a tad bit bigger than normal, just a tad bit big. It's not tiny, it's not super, super large. It's kind of right in the middle. But one of the things that I've noticed is the flattening, and we have a little bit of flattening right here that would reflect in that lumbar region of the spine. And that would be very, very true on a physicality when we talk about this young man. But let me just share this with you. In multidimensional iridology, this is called cosmic energy. Okay,
Mm,
so in cosmic energy, where we have this flattening in the lumbar spine, it can mean that this person has a fear of events, accepting events such as the pandemic. Was the pandemic real? They might ask that. Was COVID really real? Was it something that was fabricated? Even something back in history, such as a war or the Holocaust. Was the Holocaust real? Was that real? They may have trouble really thinking about events that happened in life.
They like
Another
to
thing,
question things.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry?
They like to question things.
Yes,
Mm,
absolutely.
mm,
Another thing is believing in transgenerational information. And that's going to relate to being told either by a grandparent, and then it follows through to the parent, and the parent tells the child something like, the love of money is the root of all evil, or I'm going to die just like granddad did, and believing that. So that is cosmic energy. What are we going to do with this information? So someone that has these particular markings may question things in life such as that. Now, they also may have trouble saying no. So if they're asked, would you like to come over to a barbecue, and but I need you to help me mow my yard before the barbecue. Would you mind doing that? No, I don't mind at all. And then they go over there and they will put forth that effort. You don't want to abuse or overuse this type of person because they just may have problems saying no, even when they're in burnout. So that's something
yeah.
we have to pay attention to.
And by having these markings, that's their lesson. Their lesson is to learn to say no.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
the lesson. And that's one of the things we teach in level 3 is the lessons that go along with this so that we can help our client to achieve that step. We're just not going to
Yeah.
give you the information and expect you to know what to do with it. We're going to tell you and show you what these lessons are so that you can, go ahead and wrap it up with the client all the way around. This person may also want to take care of other people's problems. They may want to step in and kind of be that hero. Well, let me help you pay your bills for the next 6 months, or let me let me just step in and fight your fight for you. If you can't do it for you, I'll help you. I will step in and help you. So that's while it's generous, a lot of times it doesn't serve the true purpose that it needs to serve. Okay. So this type would really have to watch that. And then when life gets really complicated, does this person become very insecure? Do they tend to panic? Do they tend to over worry on things? So that's what the cosmic energy of the pupil. That's just the pupil. That's all we're showing you is pupil flattening and how that relates to you in life. And I love multidimensional iridology. It's fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of work in level 3 that stems from Dr. Loreto and his amazing research and his incredible mind. And one of them is his first work of time risk, and where he looks at the collarette all the way from zero anti-clockwise, and each little minute relates to a year of our time. And if you point to around 10 o'clock in both eyes, please, Kathy. So there's little what he found was that when there's little introflections, or there's lacuna or little pigments or something in that particular area, that could relate to something that an event. And it could be it's often a big event in life. It could be like a birth of a child, it could be a death of someone, it could be like going to school for the first time. It could be just like an anxious time. So I'd want to ask them questions. I'd ask this guy questions about what happened to him around about 10, 11 years of age. And usually we think, well, why do we do this? Like when we bring things to the light, that actually helps us to heal. That actually helps us to heal when we bring things to the light, things that we're holding from the past, because that can hold us back.
Absolutely. There's another marking, Chris.
Yeah.
Right
There's
here.
quite a few, isn't there? Like about 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be about 19, 20 years of age, maybe.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually with someone, we could just go up to their age. Like he's 29 at the moment. So we go, we go to about 6 o'clock. And there is a little marking there. It's 6 o'clock on the left eye, or about, almost 6 o'clock, just after, sorry, on the left eye. Yeah. So we just ask some questions. It's just all about asking questions. What we see in the iris is about getting the correct questions to ask people. And in level 3, we equip you with so many more intricate markings that lead us to helping their clients.
It's all about that.
That's right.
It's all about that. I want everyone that's an iridologist to be the best iridologist that they can be.
Yeah, me too.
It's what I've said before. I don't want to be the greatest iridologist in the world. I just want to be the best that I can be. And that means challenging myself. That means learning more, learning every bit about the iris that I can, and studying to help my client that comes to see me.
Absolutely.
So, now we are going to be teaching a class together.
Yes.
You want to give us a date, maybe?
Yeah. Well, it'll be starting in May. It'll be May the 17th. That's Texas time. So that's Texas time, May the 17th. It'll be 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours each Friday, for about 8 weeks. It'll be super fun. It'll be with Kathy and I. It'll be super fun. And the best part of it is, for me, it'll be 4 a.m.
That's not the best part. The best part is that your head will probably explode when you get all this information crammed up in there. It's awesome that we can bring this. And I love teaching with you. You and I have fun classes when we get together.
We do. It's super fun. I try and keep you on your toes.
Well, I try to keep you on your toes too. So we both just balance each other. We're like peanut butter and jelly.
Jam.
There you go.
Jelly's a dessert you make with gelatin. It's actually peanut butter and jam.
Okay. You need to come to Texas more often.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, okay. I want to see everyone in our class on May the 17th, starting about 1 Central, 1 p.m.
Yes,
Central. Yeah, in the afternoon. We'll go for a few hours and we'll just
we'll
we're
keep doing
all
it on
going to walk
Fridays.
away smarter.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hope you join us.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
day in Australia.
I will. I will. About to start my day of work. My client's just about to come in.
Good. All right.
Excellent. See you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.